Andrew, it's a fantastic day for me at Intersec. Tell me, how's it going for you at Genetec, and how is the marketing scenario for you right now?
Well, we're having a great time too at Genetec. It's a pleasure to be talking to you. The Middle East goes from strength to strength with Genetec. We've seen very big growth here. We're happy to be at the show this year. We're bringing a lot of new products to life at this show. We're bringing our new forensic search. We're going to be showing that off at the show, leveraging large language models and our favorite word, artificial intelligence. We're showing off our new Axis powered by Genetec door controllers, network door controllers for large-scale installations. And of course, we're showing off Security Center SaaS, our new cloud-based BMS tools. It's an amazing show. It's been very busy. So I'd say from a marketing perspective, it's just great.
So from a marketing perspective, it's just great. Tell me about VMS. What's going on in this dimension from Genetec? What are the innovations that's out in the market?
Big innovations right now are really around search. Search is really hot right now. Video data is very difficult to search. Camera manufacturers have been doing such a great job of building better metadata analysis into their cameras. So more powerful cameras means better data. So what we put our emphasis on is taking advantage of all the great work our friends at Axis, Bosch, Hanwha, iPro are doing so that we can give security operators the best forensic search capabilities. So you can ask our platform really anything you like. And the platform leverages a large language model to understand what you've asked and go and search all of the cameras for that data. It's very powerful.
See, technology is getting more sharper and more accurate, I would say. With AI coming into the dimension of all this, how do you see this landscape in terms of AI technology integrating with the VMS solutions that you're providing in this market? And what do you see coming in the next few years in terms of technology?
Well, let me tell you one thing that we say at Genetec. At Genetec, we say AI stands for absolute ignorance. AI is not intelligent, but what AI is really good at is intelligent automation. So we spend a lot of time focusing on how we can leverage powerful AI tools to make security operators more proficient. So where are we going? We're going towards a world where humans make the critical decisions, but computers do all that heavy lifting. Humans are really bad at looking at video streaks. We get tired, we get distracted, we start looking at our phone. Bad. Computers never get bored. They just can keep going. But computers are very bad at making judgments. Humans are good at judging. Humans are creative. We can anticipate things. So what we want to do, and where you'll see Genetec going, is leveraging AI to really bring powerful decision-making to the security operator, anticipating what they will ask.
So you're saying this judgment, AI is really bad at judgment. But aren't we getting there at a point where AI would eventually make these judgments? What innovations would be happening down the line until we get there?
I don't think, there's been a lot of tests around this, is how can we make AI better at judging and being certain of things? They never get to certainty because AI is a statistical inference model. So it's making data-based decisions, but it can never be 100% competent. So when you can't do that, you can't be really good at judging because it'll always say, I'm not totally sure. So as a human, humans are good at judging. We're not computers. We know we have ethics, we have creativity, we can sort of imagine, we have imagination. That makes us very good at making decisions because we can be like, if we do that, bad things might happen, even though it seems like a good idea. So that's where we think humans are going to get good. But what I think, if we keep developing AI, where it's going to get really interesting, is being really good at anticipating what a human wants. That's where it'll get very interesting in VMS. Because when you start looking at VMS interfaces, when you start looking at the complexity of a unified system with access control, video surveillance, license plates, intrusion, heating, alarms, then you can start thinking about, well, what does a security operator want? And that's where I think in the years to come, we'll see AI getting very good at anticipating needs. Even now, what we've done, and this I bet will seem very obvious, is we've created the idea of spaces. Traditionally, video surveillance systems, large-scale unified systems, were flat. It was like a whole bunch of computers, right? Lots of IP cameras all on a network. But what we lacked was these cameras, these doors, and this sensor is in this room. And this room is an entity. It's a spatial entity. So we've introduced spaces in our software this year so that you can say, what happened in the cafeteria this morning? Tell me everything. But it understands that also means the doors. It means what happened outside the windows of the cafeteria. Who badged in? Who walked around? Was there a fight? Did their vape alarm go off? So ideas of spaces are going to inform our artificial intelligence strategy moving forward, especially on search.
Andrew, tell me about access control, the command centers, the kind of technology that Genetec brings in there.
Oh, absolutely. Access control consistently we've been doing a survey of the industry for about 5 years now. Every year, access control is the number one thing integrators and end users are investing in. And what they want is they want modern, scalable access control technology. I think a lot of your viewers would be surprised if they saw what most access control systems look like today. They look like they were made for DOS, like a Commodore 64, like old-fashioned. For big buildings, fancy buildings, it's like, it's an old-fashioned computer. So what we're saying is leave that behind. Let's think about access control in a new way. So for operators, for, command centers, where you're doing that, it's all about how is the space being used? How do you manage access to space? How do you make it less difficult to provision spaces? A lot of times it's receptionists at the front desk of buildings who are granting and denying access. I love receptionists, but I don't think they should be making that decision. If you run a laboratory, you should make that decision about your laboratory. So we've designed it in such a way that you can actually have distributed decision-making about who accesses different parts of your building.
That's fantastic to hear. You said that. Let me ask you about your core area in the company. What marketing strategies are you implementing in this region? And how are you helping out your partners in understanding all these technologies?
Number one thing at Genetec is our channel partners. That's our number one strategy, is build great relationships with talented channel partners and integrators. If we do that right, everything else flows. So this year, our strategy is double down on our partners. Channel partners need to be well educated. They need to have the tools to sell the product. They need to have demand gen bringing them business. And they need to have the best product knowledge in the industry. So it's our job to make sure our partners are well educated. So we're putting a big emphasis on that because security integrators have become so sophisticated over the last 10 years. I've been in the industry for about 13 years. The change has been remarkable. You look here in the Middle East at some of the integrators that are selling Genetec products, and these are high-end IT integrators. These are not people who hang cameras and put door controllers in. These are people who understand networking, they understand cybersecurity, they understand risk management, and they have the certifications, and so do Genetec, to deploy sophisticated, highly secure deployments. So marketing strategy here, make our channel partners very, very successful.
That's quite, it's a big statement when you say that. Let me ask you one simple question. It's just what you said right now. Do you think they all have to be engineers to understand all this sophisticated technology?
Absolutely not.
Do we have to throw all the old bunch of people and replace with the new talent?
Absolutely not. And I say that with absolute confidence. The thing is it's not about everybody being engineers. And honestly, in the Middle East right now, there is a real shortage of talented individuals in the market. Almost all of our integrators and end users have said their number one concern is hiring people for the job, hiring qualified people. But that's not about engineers. It's about people who want to take the time to understand what being a security professional is about. And it's not just about all the devices that are hanging on the ceiling. It's about understanding the bigger picture of the outcomes clients want. In the past, I think a lot of people saw video surveillance, access control, really as a cost of doing business. It was like plumbing. You just had to have it. But now sophisticated companies and the integrators who are deploying those projects are saying, what do you want? How can physical security give you a better insight into your business? How can it help you plan? How can it help you be more resilient? How can it protect your executives better? How can you make decisions better? So I think it's not about being an engineer, it's about being curious. And we encourage our partners to be curious and ask those questions. And I think that's where we're going to start seeing, a lot of innovation in the industry as we bring more of these young people into the market, as integrators bring on these new millennials and Gen Zs, because they're changing how people consume software. When you have a Gen Z security operator, they're used to Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. They want that sort of interaction. They don't want to use the old-fashioned software. So that's why Genetec is very well positioned from that perspective.
Andrew, pleasure talking to you, and we will definitely catching you down the line.